get a one of them, one more to my channel. I do a woo. But I know I never hear that I was a mobile. So that was my. To my head, no, I do. To my wood, to my wood, to my wood, to my wood, you.
Okay, hello, and then welcome again to the Prince Double Show here. We are here this afternoon with our counselor from Liberia. Please share the show. If you are there, share the show. Don't be mean. Don't keep the show to you alone. Share the show so other people can get the information that our great counselor will be giving us this afternoon. So please share the show here. He's backstage. There is no need to waste time here. We got an hour and a half or hour with the counselor. So again, we're going to have a discussion with the counselor for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then we're going to open the line for the people to call in and ask the counselor question or questions. So again, we're going to be respectful here. You know, the Prince Double Show. When you call on my show and try to be disrespectful to my guests, I can get pull you out or put you in the back or cut you off. I can do that. I've been doing that, so I can still do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're there, please share the show. And Councilor Kanio Bai Gbala is here in the back with us. He's here live and he's on time. Councilor, you got your phone on mute. How's everything?
Yeah,
how's everything? Welcome to the Prince Double Show.
Thank you very much, my brother. It's a pleasure to be here and to be talking with you.
Okay. Thank you again for accepting the call to come out here and talk to your people. There are a lot of concerns about your county and Liberia as a whole. So welcome again. I'll give you about 2 minutes or 1 minute to actually do the introduction. Introduce yourself, because some people may know you and some of my audience may not know you. So can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the show, please?
Thank you. Well, my name is Kanio Bai Gbala. As you pointed out, I hail from Grand Jeddah County, particularly from Menje Town. A very proud son of my county. I've always identified with my county. As a matter of fact, during our youth and student days, I was one of those who pioneered the formation of the Grand Jeddah University Student Union. At the time, I was at the Cllr Polytechnic, and we thought that there was a need to bring all of the students from Grand Jeddah together under one umbrella. And I, along with people like Eric, CKC, Teddy Bo, Alfonso Bay, and others, came together and formed GUSU. I was the first financial secretary of the Grand Jeddah University Student Union. From there, we moved on, and we've always sought to be engaged with the things that happen in our county. And we thought there was a need to come together to promote reconciliation. So we, along again with other Grandidians and Nimbayans, were instrumental in the formation of the Nimba Grand Jeddah Peace Initiative that I serve as vice president for, founding vice president, and Mr. Jackson Doe Jr. was president at the time. Along the way, we've always tried to impact our environment and our county. And to date, I'm president of the Grand Jeddah Bar Association. I don't like to talk too much about the education and all of those things because I don't believe those are the things that define me. I'm a lawyer by profession, of course. I teach at the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law full-time as an associate professor. I studied both in Liberia and in the US, where I obtained my LLM in Democratic Governance and Rule of Law from the Ohio Northern University. I'm happily married, and I'm very proud of that, to a very beautiful woman, blessed with 5 children, 3 girls and 2 boys for now, even though we don't know what may happen in the future.
Yeah.
So in a snapshot, that's who I am. I'm a proud son of my father, the late Bai Gbala, and I credit him in many ways for the kind of outlook that I have on life, public service, standing up for what you believe in, being proud of your origin, and all of those things. Peace be to his ashes. He passed early 2024, and I was blessed to be the one that he was with, living with me at the time when he passed away, under my care. And we buried him per his wishes in Menje Town. We had a ceremony in Monrovia, and then we took him back to Grand Jeddah County, where it was his desire to be buried where he was born. And we did that. But yeah, so that is pretty much, what I think is, defines me and talks about me so far.
Okay. Then what they got this thing we've been hearing about Kanio Bai Gbala don't affiliate with his people. Man, I'm strange now that you're telling me you've been a president of the Grand Jeddah student and all that stuff. But that's the info we got there. Like people need you back more and more. Maybe they need to see you more often. I think so, Mr. Gbala. They're not seeing you more often.
I agree with you. You see, we grandfathered a lot of things, my brother, and at some point in time, we decided that having built these institutions, some of the beneficiaries of the institution that we built today are not even aware of the history. And maybe that's why we need to write the history so they are aware.
Yeah.
And like they say, liars say my witness behind the mountain. Today, Alfonso Bay is in Grand Jeddah County. He can tell you Chalman Yahweh is in the US today. She was the first president, the founding president of the Grand Jeddah University Student Union. CKC was there. All the guys are around. The people who are talking now, at that time, they were small children,
Yeah.
When we were forming these institutions.
It's like you establish a thing, and then now when the guys took it, then you just lay it back. But like they want to see you more involved. I think so. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, can you don't come among his people? Can you don't do this? Can you don't do this? I mean, now you telling me that you been with your people, you did this, you did that's a strange thing. We need to write the history for real, Mr. Gbala.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Gbala, let's start with the national issue first. Then we're going to go down to the local issue. Then the local, when I mean local, is our county grand jury. But let's start off from the national issue on the tab there. We saw you as a spokesperson of the CDC during this going election. And then you proffered the case. You went around telling people to vote for the CDC, the Congress for Democratic Change. Who appointed you? Was it the president or the chairman of the party who did that appointment? Who appointed you?
The campaign team is comprised by, or put together rather, by the party, of course, with active involvement of the president. I want to believe that the president gave his approval in order for the announcement to be made as to the composition of the campaign team, which included the chairperson of the campaign team, as well as the head of various aspects of the team. So the chairman of the party announced the composition of the team, I'm sure with the input of the president. And so that is how we came to lead the media side of the CDC campaign.
Are you still a CDC? Are you currently a CDC?
I am 100% a citizen. I have not left the party. I tell people when I joined the CDC, I didn't carry anybody with me. Nobody held my hand and took me there. When I started to take public positions on the CDC, I didn't request approval from anybody. The Constitution provides that we can associate as we deem fit. And like I always say to people, I am drawn to the CDC because of the ideology of the party, not because of a person or an individual. A political party is not a social club. It's not a personality contest. It's an institution that brings together people who believe in a certain way about the country. And for me, one of the things that drew me very close to the CDC is this whole idea of meritocracy, a government by the people that respects the choice of poor, ordinary people. That is what drew me to the CDC. So when I normally tell people when I started marching, for the CDC, many other colleagues and I had never met President Weah then. I had never met most of the leaders of the party at the time, but I was doing my own part in my own way. It was many years later that I actually then began to engage with the leadership of the CDC. And how did I come to start engaging with the leadership of the CDC? It wasn't even through the president. It was through Jefferson Tambakoji and Moba Molu. Jefferson Koji, who have known so many years before CDC, we were in the youth and student movement, the Federation of Liberian Youth, during our days of activism there. That's where Jefferson and our friendship began. Molu I met along the way. And these were the people who added to my zeal and my zest for the party. And that's how I became involved with the party. And here we are today. I'm still a member of the party many years later.
Well, so that's late on the Spoon and other radios, you kind of criticize the CDC.
Well, the idea of the party, and I like we're having this conversation now, is important to have it, even though I would have preferred to talk more about grand jury, which is my concern these days.
We're going to go there.
And less about the CDC. 10 minutes but we will get there because you want to hear this, right? So let's talk about it. The CDC or any political institution for that matter is not above reproach or criticism, constructive criticism, not hateful criticism. I'm a member of the CDC. I will never hate the CDC because it is something that I embody as an individual. But when I took a path after the elections that I was going to be a political centrist, that I wasn't going to be involved in cursing the government, cursing President Boubacar simply because I was from the CDC, and that I was going to make deliberate effort to highlight the important things that President Boubacar is doing for the country. For example, ask anybody about the road down to Grand General County. Almost all year round, that road has been pliable under President Boakai. I want to be able to say this. For example, the president took a leading role in the reburial of former President Samuel K. Doe and bringing his ashes to rest in a dignified manner. I welcome that and I celebrated it. Now, let me ask you, Prince, is it wrong to celebrate those things? That is the crime that I committed, for which I came under attack by seditionists, my fellow seditionists. And of course, I'm not a laborer. If you attack me, I will respond in kind. That is all that is happening. But beyond that, I ain't got nothing critical to say about the CDC going forward, unless those issues are raised when you want to attack my person. Secondly, when we're talking about governance in the country, we need to depersonalize it. It's not about the CDC, it's about the country. For example, if you raise an issue about how governance was or how certain things were done, and you ask my opinion, or they were to ask your opinion, and it so happens that that thing affects the CDC, does it mean that you are criticizing the CDC or you got hate for the CDC? I don't think so. I think people have a misconception, and that is why most of them started to attack me. But again, they are all my brothers and sisters. I'm still a sedition. Nothing has changed. But what I will not do is that I will not allow my seditionness to stop me from supporting good when I know good can help our country. If President Boakai continues to do things that affect the country and Grand Jeddah in particular in a positive way, I will stand up and applaud him, and I will champion him in his leadership. That does not make me less of a sedition. And if that is a crime I've committed, then fine, convict me of that crime. For example, and I know we'll come there, Putu mining, 6 years we were in power. Putu mining has been dormant for so many years. The Jida Mountain, the Putu Mountain, right? Yeah. Our people are craving jobs, not handouts. We want jobs. Our people want to work.
Mr. Gbala,
right? No, I'm going to give you one example, then we'll get there. Our people want to work. Right?
We'll go to Grand Jeddah, Mr. Gbala.
No, I just want to give you an example of the CDC angle, then I'll leave it and come back. Right? Our people want to work. 6 years, for whatever reasons, we couldn't resuscitate the Putu mining. Grand Jeddah County that continues to vote for us 95% every election. We couldn't resuscitate Putu Mountain. It is now that Putu Mountain, even though I have some serious issues with it, but it is being, there's talk about bringing it back by next year. So if it comes back and jobs are created in the county, Prince, you want me to say that bad thing because of sedition? Is that how we want to run the country? I mean, I can do that.
Okay, Mr.
I think that's a problem.
Let's see here from the national side. Most of your critics, they refer to you as a ballot-driven politician, the one who changed political parties to another political party for your personal gain. How do you speak to that?
Well, again, it goes back to what I just shared with you. You know, when you want to tag somebody as ballot-driven, then you must look at their professional track record, look at how they earn their living, and then you can reach a conclusion. You say this person is ballot-driven, they are going to a political party because they want something. Look at my track record. Prince, I've said to people, and I don't like to talk about it, that's why you haven't introduced myself. I start telling you all the places I work, all the degree I got, all those things, because for me, those things are not, they're not major things, right? You're just a human being. But if you want to accuse me as being ballot-driven, then the onus is on you to show that my livelihood is tied to politics. I told people, I said, since the time I started working, it's been 20 years now. Since I started working, 20 years. All of that 20 years, I spent 2.5 to 3 years in government. When President Weah became president, the first 2 years, I was working at the UNDP. I was a professional staff at the UNDP. It was in going to the 3rd year, 2019, December, when he appointed me as vice chair of the LACC. 2020, I began my tenure. Most people don't know that 2023 June, I wrote the president and resigned from the LACC. because I felt that I could do more for his leadership by being active in the campaign. I resigned from the LSCC. That period from 2020 to 2023, that is the only time in my life I have worked for government. All the other times, I worked for international NGOs, I worked for the University of Liberia, I worked for the National Investment Commission, I worked in Liberia, I worked in Nigeria, I worked in Senegal. What I have today that carries me is not from political action or not from government, all right? It comes from personal endeavor. So how can you accuse me of better driven? But the people who make that accusation, let's examine them. Let's look at their record. If you take away the politics and take away political position and what they just achieved, then nothing there else they can show. Nothing to show. But you claim that I am politically better driven. That's an absolute misstatement. It is not supported by facts. But what they don't want is that they don't want you to be critical. And like I say, in political parties, they're not susu club, they're not cult. It's not something where you join when something you believe is not the way it ought to be, you can speak out. No, I do so with respect. And that has always been my position. So you be the judge. Better driven.
So, I mean, these are your critics that when we go on the Spoon and other radio station, we hear the cities, especially the seditions, they go after you and say, oh, Kanio flipped from Liberty, jump from Liberty Party to the CDC. He's trying to go now to the Unity Party. Will you at any time in your life join the Unity Party?
I don't have any intention of joining the Unity Party. As a matter of fact, now we are building a movement called the Centrist Movement. In Grand Jeddah County, we've already we're just moving quietly. We put together a leadership team.
We will the centrist movement. You are now the chair. Are you the chair for that movement?
I'm the founder and yes, the chairperson of the movement.
Tell us a little bit about that movement. Is it a political party? What makes it different from a political party?
Well, we are not operating because
your ordinary
to be a political party,
Unity Party. What makes it different from those two kind of a political?
Well, to be a political party, you must apply to the National Election Commission, fulfill certain requirements, be certificated before you can be a political party. We have not done that. For us, we are simply a non-governmental organization, but that is political in nature. All right, we're not neutral. We are political in nature, but we are not a political party. And our orientation is that what works for the country is what we are going to support. 10 other illustrious Liberians from other counties, including in the diaspora, we have established a diaspora network that is so vibrant right now, and they are expanding gradually as we speak. And the secretariat also that is very active as we speak, who also agree with me that, look, this whole political party thing that forces you to see black and call it white, that forces you, even if good is happening, either you shut up or you call it bad because it doesn't support your party because you won't come back to power. They all agree that we got to change this. And that is what we are doing at the Centrist Movement. Putting the country first, celebrating the good of our country, collaborating with whomever is in power. Right now, it happens to be President Boycott. And so we collaborate with President Boycott because we want him to succeed. If he paved our road to Grand Jeddah, we will clap for him. If he paved the road to the southeast, we will clap for him because we want him to do more. If he brings back Jeddah Mountain to Grand Jeddah, we will clap even harder for him. Does that make me less of a sedition? Or because you're a sedition, you can't acknowledge what is good? I think we need to move away from that. And the reason you see they continue to attack somebody like me is because they want to delegitimize the message. All right? For them, it's just about coming back to power. For example, they say I'm the one who's desperate. But this desperate guy is fully employed as we speak. And I don't work for the Liberian government at this moment in time. I'm a full-time professor, teaching, earning income every day. I practice my trade, right, that I learned and went to school for. I'm grounded. Okay, but I'm the one who's desperate.
When Boycott plays a call to Councillor Kanio Bai Gbala and say, well, we got a job for you. Will you accept the job?
I've said this before. I was on Spoon and I said it. This is not about a job. But if the president comes to me, it's not like I'm going around hunting for a job. But if the president comes to me, or he came to you, Prince, he said, look, I look at what you do over there. There are skills you have that can help us. Come and help us. Will you say no to the president? I wouldn't say no to him, especially if it is something that I can do to move the country forward. And that's my disposition. Most of those who criticize me right now, they are all jobless. They ain't got work to do. So coming back to government and criticizing everything is the only avenue that they have. They want to continue to criticize the government because by criticizing the government, they hope that in 2029 they can come back to government. But that's not the way to do politics, at least for me. That's not the way I do politics. Because irrespective of who is in government, Kanio Bai Gbala will be surviving, he will be well, he will be okay, his children will be in school, they will be secure, and everything will be fine. It doesn't matter who is president. President come, president go, we will be fine. But we have moved our conviction to take our positions anyhow we want to take it. Especially if it benefits the country and if it benefits our county.
Okay.
We must do something.
Pivot a little bit and go to your county right now. Many of your citizens of Grand Jita County, your county, they are uncertain about the Jita Mountain. Ellen called it Putu Mountain, but I call it Jita Mountain. I think that name need to be changed. I think I'll work with you so we can bring it back to Jita Mountain, not Putu Mountain. The mountain is in Grand Jita County. Why Ellen did not go to Nima to change the Nima Mountain or the Wodogizi Mountain name? The mountain is in Grand Jita. Which I think, to me, my understanding is that you try to put it on Putu to get rid of the Jide, so people, but that's something we're going to talk about. But a lot of your citizens in that place, they are uncertain about the Putu Mountain. As the son of Grand Jita County, a guy with a voice, what are you doing to get that mountain back so your citizens, your brothers and sisters can have jobs to do, to feed themselves, and not depend on political party all around the place?
That's a very good question, my brother, and that is what, as the president of the Grand Jita Bar Association, and I like you ask this question so you and everybody else in the diaspora can help us so that we can get the best out of the Jita Mountain. And I like the fact that you have already brought me, convinced me about the name. Going forward, I'm going to be calling it the Jita Mountain. I will call it Putu just so people know what I'm talking about, but I will go back and say the Jita Mountain. But I think you're right. One of the things we did as a bar many months ago, when President Boyka initially took over and we heard conversations about this, bringing back the Jita Mountains, we wrote the National Elections Commission. We outlined several positions on this concession. We asked the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, the National Investment Commission, that we wanted to meet him because we had concerns. Number one, this concession had been dormant since Several Star, which was the other company that brought it, left. I don't know whether they abandoned it or they left it, whatever happened. But the fact of the matter is that more than 10 years have passed and nothing is happening with the concession. So it has become dormant. When a concession becomes dormant and you want to resuscitate it, there are certain procedures by law that you should follow. You need to go back to the people, talk to them, inform them about who is coming back to take over. If it is the old company, are they sticking to the same concession? What are the corporate social responsibility provisions that are there? Have they satisfied it? They owe us social development funds. The same thing that Nimba benefits from ArcelorMittal. Every year they get special money that's paid to Nimba County, to Basso, to Bon County. Where is the back payments that Putu Mining, Jita Mountain owe us before they went dormant? Have they paid that money to government? If they pay that money to government, where is it? If we are resuscitating, the people of Grand Jita County need to know what you owe us, where is it first, before we talk about resuscitation. And what are the new provisions in that agreement? We wrote the National Investment Commission. Up to now, we have not been able to meet with the chairman because, for whatever reasons, he is just too busy to meet with us. We've said that before. 2 days ago, he was on ERBC. I called again and I put those questions to him. And he said that, we don't think this is about dormancy, it's a changing process, but I believe that it is dormant. And I have said as a bar, and I'm being informed my colleagues, we're going to have a meeting on this. If they continue to proceed and that thing get to parliament, we are going to get our people together and sue on behalf of our people so that we know what the provisions are. Because you cannot violate the law, exclude the original owners of that concession, don't inform them and just go ahead and ratify it. No, the law is clear. Hold public consultations, do a public notice before it gets to Parliament. Even in Parliament, there should be public hearings, not passage behind the door. And we are going to be very firm on this as a bar. So what we are happy about is this. And I support President Boakai. I'm happy that President Boakai is helping to bring jobs to our people. We appreciate that. But we need to know what the processes are. If President Boakai appoints a National Investment Commission chair, that chair operates at the will and pleasure of the president, and he must do what the president said. And I believe that President Boakai will not support a hush-hush process, a hearing process around this concession. They got to come back to the people. And we are waiting because we'll file a public interest lawsuit against the National Investment Commission on this particular matter if they do not come back to the people. That is our position. But at the end of the day, like I said, we were in power for 6 years. We were not able to reactivate this conversation. The fact that it's being reactivated now under President Boakai is a plus, and I must applaud him for his leadership. But we want more. More is better. So let's get more. Let's know what is there. Let's hold them accountable. For example, even when you're restructuring the company, the law says 30% of senior management should go to the country of origin. So a Putu Mining, Jida Mountain is coming back. What is the management team that coming back? Do we have 30% of Nigerian citizens in top management as they coming back? Or are you going to bring people that are not from our county to come and sit in senior management on Jida Mountain when it comes back? We have to know. And right now, we do not know. And as a bar, we are very clear in this matter.
So you
all right?
write
it means that we'll write the president, we'll write the office of the president.
To go to the people.
We'll write the office of the president.
I don't know if the contract still exists or not, but they're going to use the people, going to send people in Grand Jide down to go operate the People Mountain. So I think that's something that you got to tell the president or whoever that they got to go and meet the people. You don't sit in Monrovia and make decisions and then the people just go. So I hope your bar, the bar that you represent and you the head for, you do the right thing for your people and get that Jida Mountain name from Putu Mountain back to Jida Mountain. And I mean, they go in there, they got to open the books for the people to see what's in there. I think that's a fair thing. That's a fair thing to do. If you go into Wologisi Mountain, the people there got to benefit. They're going to Nima Mountain, the people got to benefit. They're going to Grand Jida Mountain, the people got to benefit. And that's a sound and fair thing for anybody. Nobody will go against that kind of thing. But if our lawmakers, if you guys are the bad leaders over there.
Well, I'm going to work with you. You see, Prince, when you take these positions and you know people in government are powerful people, I think President Boakai, I know President Boakai will support us, right? Because he wants the best. When I sat with President Boakai, I said to people, one of the things that convinced me to go to the length that I'm going now in supporting the president is that when I sat with him and he spoke, I got a feeling that he actually cared about the country, that he's not in it for what he can get. I got that feeling. And so I left from there and I said, look, I don't need a portfolio to support the president. What I need to do is to amplify the good things. So I believe this president wants what's best. And if we continue to engage in investment commission and we don't get results, we'll write the office of the president first to inform him that this is what is happening and it is a violation of law. As lawyers from the county, we have a fiduciary responsibility to the county. By right, if people are embarking on these things, it's just that, you know, people tend to overlook certain things. You have a legal process. These investors come, they hire private lawyers in Liberia. We have a bar association of accomplished lawyers. Why isn't the bar association part of the review of this deal? Our lawmakers are there, yes, but our lawmakers are not lawyers. They are not trained people who can evaluate deals. Yes, they have experience, and I will not take it from them, but they don't have the skills and the expertise and the patience to go through these things. We should be doing that as a bar. Why is the bar not involved? It's not a question of position. And we're very clear. We'll write the office of the president. If it must come to that, to say, look, this is how we feel. This deal is good. We applaud you, but it is shrouded in secrecy. We want to know what is behind it. And we'll take that position.
Thank you very much, Mr. Councilor Gbala. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joining us, this is Councilor Kanio Bai Gbala. We just talking for national issue. Now we're going to our own county, Grand Jita County, talking about the mountain that is there, the Grand Jita Mountain. And then the next question to the honorable man, to the councilor would be that the as a member of the Grand Jita Bai Association, how do you view the recent controversial land 30 acres of the BI forest that's been dished out to Burkina Faso by the county authority, especially the superintendent? What's your take on it? Do you think that the whole process is legal? Do you think that the county authority has that authority to go and take 10% of each of land from each district or in Grand Jita County?
Well, our position is similar to what our position is currently on the Jita Mountain issue. When this issue came to our attention, we were written by the Bai Development Association. One of their leaders called us and communicated with us in writing to say that they had zero involvement in the negotiations leading to the sale of their land. They wrote us, it is on record. When they raised this issue with us, I placed a call to Honorable Cllr Grant, our superintendent. And I said to him, this thing has come to our attention. What is the nature of this deal? We want to make an informed position on the matter. These are the allegations. The people who actually own the land are claiming that they were not involved in the sale of the land. If that is so, it is very wrong. Can we see a copy of this contract, of this deal? Let's see what is contained in it, and let us evaluate it and advise you accordingly, because it's important for whatever the county leadership does to be in line with law. He said to me, I will get back to you. We'll send you a copy, a soft copy of the contract of the deal, and then we'll go from there. After that conversation, we put out a statement to the public informing them that we have spoken to the superintendent and we wanted him to get back to us. Up to now, the superintendent has not shared a copy of the deal with us, and therefore, we do not know what is contained in that deal. We do not know what is given out. We do not know what is, at least officially, how much was paid, how it was paid, who gets to benefit, for how long, by documentation, we do not know. But most importantly,
the councilor said, the video that I got, in that video, you can hear the superintendent telling the signing ceremony that is of 500, I said 30, I'm sorry, Eric, it's 500 acres of land, leased for 30 years to a Burkina Faso. They're going, in a 30 years period, they're going to pay $600,000. The first 10 years, they will give $150,000. The second 10 years, they will give $200,000. And then the third year, they'll give it $250,000. That's what he said. And he showed a document of this as a councilor. And as a man of that particular county, a son of Grand Jita County, do you think the county authority, do you think the government of Liberia has the right to go and seize people's land, take people's land, sell it out? You ever heard that?
Well, I'm very clear.
That happened before?
I'm very clear. The law is clear regarding how you use communal lands. Free prior informed consent, FPRC, is a fundamental principle under the law, the land rights law. Free prior informed consent. Firstly, those who land that you are taking must agree to it freely. Secondly, they must know beforehand, prior. Thirdly, they must be informed about what is it and agree to it. Then consent, they must give their agreement. The fact that the concerned group from Jason, they're saying that they don't know about this is worrisome. It's extremely worrisome. And that's why we ask the superintendent, where is the agreement? Let's see the agreement. Let's not take word of mouth. We want to know agreements are the one that clearly document what is inside. For example, the deed for the land was proffered by the county attorney. The county attorney, yes, he's a member of law enforcement, but he's not a citizen of Grand County. He's offering land for probation. Okay? So what is in this deal that we ought to know? And when we have the deal, then we can have a conversation about the merits or the demerits and to compare what is in the deal. We don't have that. And I'm still waiting, and we're giving them this week. Again, we'll be communicating next with the Minister of Internal Affairs, because supervisorily speaking, he is the boss man for the superintendent in terms of the hierarchy. We'll be writing the Minister of Internal Affairs to put before him, this is the issue. Normally, before you go to litigation or to take a matter to court, you ought to exhaust the channel of raising those issues. You know they are wrong. That's the same approach we are taking with the National Investment Commission. We are also going to elevate it to the Minister of State, because he is the one for state and works in the office of the president. From there now, if there's no redress, we will go to court. Because, look, how can development come to a place like our county when we have resources and we don't stand up for the effective management of those resources? How can development come? If Putu Mani, Jida Mountain were to come today, if we're not clear about what it's supposed to bring to the ordinary citizens before they leave, that place will get empty of iron ore and there will be a bunch of holes there, and we will have nothing to show again. And these things are not renewable. Iron ore is not like rice where you can play, you say, I will play next year. No, when you take it out, you take it out. It's finished. So while it is there, we got to ensure giving the land to depleting the land. Is this the best deal we could get for that land? If the land, the deal have been analyzed properly, could we have improved it? But I think it is hard time that all good citizens stand up. And that's why at the bar, we're going to put up, something for legal defense fund of the county. And we want you to help us to do that. Because when you take a position and start going to court, it is expensive. So we want to put up a legal defense fund. And our citizens in the diaspora and other places who care and want to see us move on this matter to support that process so we can take a legal stance. Right now, we are at a point where we are going to write the office of the president through the Minister of State on the National Investment Commission and Jida and Putu Mountain. We'll send a copy to them and we'll publish in the newspaper an open letter as well. What we put in our letter, we'll put it in the newspaper as well. The same thing regarding the issue of the 500 acres, we're going to take that position again. When we do not get redress, then we know the next step is to go to the courts for redress. But I believe that we will get redress because we'll follow the right procedure and we know what to do.
Okay, thank you very much, Councillor. We're going to open the line now. So I'll put my phone number here for anybody who wants to ask the councillor a question pertaining the Grand Jide, pertaining national issue and things that the councillor talked about. You got to be respectful again. If you try to be disrespectful to my guest, I have that power to get you off the line. So the number to call if you are in the US is 952-200-8420. 952-200-8420. You can also use that number on the WhatsApp to ask the councillor a question. So, councillor, how is the centrist thing going on? You're recruiting more people with the centrist movement?
Oh, we are moving quite rapidly. We are planning our launch. We want to do it in November, but it's not cast in stone because we want the right things to align. Currently, the diaspora network is also working hard, establishing committees. For example, our brother James Coyle heads the diaspora network, and they have a whole leadership in place of other Liberians as well. And they are also putting in place their own structures and building the diaspora. Currently, the diaspora secretariat is around 40 persons, and they are expanding rapidly as we speak. We also have a national secretariat on the ground, almost 20 persons in different areas as well, including the steering committee. So we're building an institution that is based on a particular ideology. And that ideology is that, look, we want to put the country first. We want to ensure that the resources of the country benefit the ordinary people. It's not about political party. It's about what is right. If it is right, let's work to ensure that. So we have a clear plan. By next year, there will be some massive things that will be happening. But even going far, in gradually by the end of this month, we'll be opening our offices. We've already identified the location. Our team is in place. And we just need to conclude the contracts with the owner of the property. And our office will be secure in gradually by the end of this month. We'll open it next month. So we have a clear roadmap about the things that we want to achieve. And we are working diligently to see that we achieve those things. So we are alive and well and gradually moving.
Okay, I think we got a caller here, James City. Mr. City.
Kanio Bai Gbala, how you doing, sir?
Very well, very well.
Okay, and Councilor Gbala, in what we are looking at, in those two officials, the superintendent and the county attorney, they are found guilty after going through the investigation. What form of how do we reprimand two of them?
Well, the question here, I think, is not about guiltiness, right? It's about turning the process in a way that it is done the right way so that it benefits our people. I want to believe sometimes people embark on the process because they're in a hurry to secure the deal because they think it's good for the county and it's good to show that you are making progress as a government, or simply because they are ignorant of the law. Whatever the case may be, we want to give them an opportunity to correct while there is still time. I think that is the way to proceed. So that's the approach that we are taking as a bar. If you have now gone back to the people, if the deals, the conditions in Cllr Mountain have changed, the owners are changing, let's go back to the people, let's fulfill that requirement. Let's not keep this thing in secrecy. If you have done a sale of land on behalf of the people in a buy, and they are not aware of it and they have issues, go back to the people. That deal can be voided. Because if you don't get the approval of the people, the person who wants to take possession will not take possession. I don't care if you bring 10,000 police officers there. They will not take possession. You cannot take the property of the people without their agreement. No, it cannot work that way. So at the end of the day, it is better to have the agreement, the free, informed agreement, genuine agreement of the people in order to embark upon a process like this. So for me, it's not about starting to say people are guilty or not. It's about saying, can we take corrective measures at this point in time so that our people benefit the way they should benefit? That is our position.
Okay, my final question is, Grand Cllr County was named after the mountain. Why did Putu Mountain name? Where did it came from, Councilor Gbala?
Well, like my brother Prince is saying to me, I think we know the history better. Maybe let me explain it.
No, but the thing was, I think Ellen did that thing when the Russian came and moved the Cllr Mountain for them and put Putu there. But it can be brought right back to Putu Mountain. I mean to Cllr Mountain, because the mountain and the county. If you say Putu Mountain, you're taking the mountain. We're not hearing Cllr. We need Cllr.
Yes.
We need Cllr to be there, so our children or born children can know that mountain is in Grand Cllr County. You're not gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to the councilor, and the councilor going to do that. And that. So, councilor, let me ask you here while we sit here.
Okay.
Thank you. Councilor, are you a member of the Grand Cllr Association?
Absolutely.
What motivated you, Immoral, to be part of the Grand Cllr Association here?
What motivated me?
Yeah.
I mean, I find that question quite interesting. Just by existing, I don't need to have like a special motivation. This is something that comes naturally. It is by default, right? You don't get to choose that. It is bestowed upon you by your orientation.
You did any work for the Grand Cllr Association before?
Pardon?
Have you done any kind of work for the Grand United Association before through there's one that is headed by Edith Poir?
Well, currently we're trying to, Madame Poir is trying to ensure that the association embarks upon the construction of a multi-purpose park in the county. And I've been helping with the drafting of the key documents that is being required to go out there to ensure that they meet, legal requirements, but also just to ensure that we get value for money as an association. So that's what we've been doing. And I've shared those documents with them, and they're taking the process forward, I believe.
Okay. So there's a caller here from Pennsylvania. Caller, please tell your name.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah, good afternoon.
My name is Leo Todd from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I have a question.
Go ahead.
Pertaining to the Burkinabe issue. I know you guys discussed it before I got online. Okay, so recently we had an all-Liberian conference in Washington, D.C. And I actually went over there to the conference and I outlined a bunch of issues as it pertains to primarily the Burkinabe issue in Grand County and the drug endemic that's going on in Liberia and the national budget of Liberia, which are like over $11 million for the legislative branch of government and the executive branch of government, but have like $250,000 for the judicial branch of government. So the issue with the Burkinabe has been going on since 2005, since Madam Eden took over Liberia. And when I talk to some people in Grand the official numbers of Burkinabe that are currently in our county is around about 50,000. And the unofficial is like 72,000 Burkinabes. And some of them have single barrel guns, and they are doing all kinds of illegal mining in the country. I went to the conference, and that conference was stage managed. I have nowhere of presenting my issue to the Liberian government because everything was on TV, and they were just telling us how good this government was doing. That's not what I went there to hear. Because me and my dad, we have been writing.
Do you have a question for the honorable man?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead with the question.
Okay, so with this issue that's been ongoing now for more than 20 years, and it's apparent that no one is doing anything, no government official wants to do anything about it in Grand County. Now it's at a stage that we want to reach out to representatives and senators in the United States to present our issue to them. And my question to the counselor is, what do you guys in Liberia, what do you think we can do? How can we present our case to the U.S. Congress so that they can compel the Liberian government to do something, because this is a serious national security issue for Liberia and Nigeria in particular.
You got a question, Councilor?
Very well.
Okay, let me take the other call here, Council. You're going to answer the question when you do it. Conflict, go ahead. Conflict, Dan.
Hello, Councilor.
How are you?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
He's hearing you. He say, how are you?
You know that, Paul. Sure. I met your father. Yes, I met your father when they were doing the interim thing after the war. I was a brave little girl. I went to the place they were starting. They were saying, come for somewhere. I'm not go there. I went to where they were starting in Accra. You are just like your daddy, man. I'm so proud to be a Grandidian, just seeing you. But anyway, Prince, this is what I want to say. You know, the Burkina Faso in the forest. We all know that they're both taking care of the people in there. But right now, the Burkina Faso president Cllr is building his country like he's angry. That all of military style, they ain't go military. The men don't even have paycheck. The men put everything in the country. The second go on the farm. They are harvesting rice. I mean, I watch him a lot. I follow them. They even get this thing metro. I call it.
Do you have a question for the honorable man?
Yeah, come here. So what do we do to get those people from our forest now that they have a better country? That's the question I wanted to ask.
How can you get the people of your forest now that they got a better country? Kanzo,
yes,
Kanzo, I hope you get our question down, please. How can you get these
Thank
people
Thank you,
the president is doing good in your country? Thank you, Conflay, and thank you, the brother from Pennsylvania.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So, Kanzo, you heard the questions?
Well, both of the questions seem to be related. Is around the influx of Burkinabes into the Guinean forest.
Yeah.
The first thing I would say is that within Africa, especially at the borders, migration will always happen. You will have people moving in, you have people moving out. As you know, we the Crown people, there are some of us that are even in Cote d'Ivoire who are Ivorians, and there are some on our side. So once there are borders that are porous, people will come in and people will go out. The important thing to do is how do you regulate the coming in and the going out, and for what purpose? Whoever is coming in and going out. So the challenge we have in Grand County right now is that the influx of Burkinabes seem to be unregulated, undocumented. People are coming in, they are engaging in farming, they are engaging in mining, and we're not sure how they are doing these things. Are they coming in because the local government agree for them to come in? Are they coming in and farming with the approval of people in authority? We do not know. So the way to address it is to put in place a process. So if people are coming in, even if they are using land, one of the things we know is that if you don't manage how people use land over time, they end up saying the land is theirs. That's why even this lease of land that we are talking about now needs to be looked at. If you're giving 500 acres away for 30 years, 30 years is a long time. Some of us may not be, I pray I'm around because, by then I'll be in my late 70s. But some of us may not be around in 30 years. So if we don't document these things and do it the right way, who knows what may happen to the ownership of the property after 30 years or 40 years. So that is the challenge. My advice is, look, yes, you can write the Congress, but right now I follow American politics. America does not seem to be too concerned about other countries right now. They are more concerned about themselves. So we need to come together as a people to hold our leaders accountable, to push them to take a position on these things so that we can resolve it. And it starts with the local government, it starts with our representative, but it also starts with the executive. For example, the Minister of Internal Affairs is the head of the superintendent, all of the superintendents. So when we have these kind of challenges, we need to reach out to them. The Refugee Council as well, the Cllr, they are also part of people who are coming in. The Immigration Service also has a role to play, how people come in. We need to engage them. And those are the things that we as a bar, we are working on. But again, we are a small bar and with very limited resources. So we're doing what we can do, but we could do more if we are able to muster the resources to take those positions. All right. So that's why I'll say to Prince, you people need to support us so we use the structures of the state to get the results that we want as a county. And that's why very soon we'll be launching the Legal Defense Fund for Grand County. And we hope that people like you can help us to move things forward in that regard.
Let's hear from the brother here. There's another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, good afternoon once again. I'm Maurice Zion, calling from the state of Minnesota, Brooklyn Park, the Pacific.
Go ahead with your questions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. First, I'm going to start with something a little bit deviating from the question. Later, I'll come with a question. Just 1 minute, please. Honorable Bala, I want to say thank you ever so much for appearing on this show. And Prince, I also want to appreciate you ever so much. Thank you for the show. We hope and pray that things will go well. Honorable Bala, I really want to give you my little small idea before getting to the question. I monitor Spoon every night, every day. And I listen to you. To my workplace, I listen to you. I listen to things that goes on there. I want to give you my little idea that I have as a layman. Please be very mindful when you appear on public show. The kind of events, they take you backward. People have high regard for you, but the way you handle issues when you enter the kind of a public show, please try to deviate. I'm appealing to you.
How he handle issue? You gotta tell him so he can know what to do. You can't just say the way you handle issue. What is he doing that is not right?
Thank you. Most often, there's a question that can be asked by why is it a stentum when it comes to issues about we are all of governmental issues. You know, and the way you answer the questions and it below you for me, the how I feel. Good. So my question, you as an individual, you as an individual to grant it now. We are looking at Burkina Faso. They are enter our county. In the entire Liberia, only Grand Jide County, the Burkina Faso are entering every day and night. And I, for one, I have serious problem with that. I always read on that. You as an individual, as a councilman, what mechanism have you really put for your own interview? What idea have you really placed down to carry forward to the people of Grand Jide so that too much influx of Burkina Faso into our county can be minimized or it can be stopped completely?
Okay, thank you. I think you heard your question. Go back there and he will respond to you. The first of all, the man said when you on Spoon, you gotta. I don't know how the man want you to respond, Spoon, but answer the man question on Cllr.
No, waiting for you to probably it. You know, the Spoon issue, right?
Yeah.
There are people who, like I told you, our orientation is different. Right now, you have people who are for the government and people who are against the government. And normally, depending on which side or the are you for, the response that comes will either make you happy or it will make you sad. So for some people, when we take a position that is objective, for example, somebody say, oh, the country high and the government doing nothing. And I say, I agree, the country high. All right? The country has always been high. But don't say the government is doing nothing. Say the government could do more. But people want me to condemn the government and say the government is doing nothing. So when I don't do it, because that's why you want to hear, some people feel like this is not the best response they can get, so they're not happy. Okay. But I appreciate disagreement. You don't have to agree with me. We all want the best for the country. We all want the best for our county, but we want to pursue it in different ways. So I can understand where he comes from. I can understand why he may be disappointed because maybe he's a sedition or he identifies in a different way and he doesn't support the government. So my responses may not make him happy. That's the beauty of democracy. We all can agree. But at least when we disagree, let's put the country at the front of it. I think I've already addressed the Burkina Faso question. Like I said, we have to work with the Ministry of Internal Affairs, with the Immigration Service, as well as with Cllr to monitor how people are entering and how people are exiting. Also, we have a porous border. Immigration officers are not even at all of the borders. We need to find a way to deal with that. There are many border crossings. The reason why it is granted because we got the Cote d'Ivoire border and the Burkina Faso have border with Cote d'Ivoire. So they move through the forest in unofficial passages and get into our forest. Now, the best we can do is to monitor it and to track it, to know who coming in and regulate who is coming in. That is what the county authority needs to become more aggressive with our support to get that to happen. And we've already started to have these kind of conversations about those things as well. But like I said to the previous, question, we can go to U.S. Congress, but U.S. Congress also worry about what happened to their own citizens. So we got to work on the ground. You got to support those of us that are on the ground to ensure us to get there. For example, one of the challenges that we as a bar have always faced is accessing grandchildren. Certain part of the year, we can go because some of us are based in Monrovia. Other part of the year, the road is totally impossible or it's difficult to get there. That's why recently we all have been lauding President Boyka, because now at least the road is much better, or for at least based on what has happened. So we can easily go to the county and come back. Those are the things that need to happen so that there is access, so that we can do the things that we need to do. But again, we can't do it alone. We can't just sit abroad and say, oh, the Burkina be there. We got to all work together to move it forward. That's what I was saying.
Thank you very much. We got Roland Dia here on the line. Mr. Dia, go ahead. 1 minute, please. The councilor asked for 1 minute, and we more than that. Go in 1 hour, more than that. Go ahead.
You met Kanio, I'm a big brother, my friend. So, and anyway, thank you so much for having me on the line. I do not have a question for him. I really want to tell him that he said something about, creating a fund for the Cllr Bar Association. I think I will be in support of that, because when you look at the country today, most of the lawyers, in that country, a lot of them from Nimba County, Mofa, and Grandpaso, and really opening and stuff like that. These guys, they are working for our people. So I will take the time to express my support. If you open,
I will get in contact with the councilor. Then we're gonna hook you up. Anything that they want to do, something. He's talking about helping the movement that you talked about, councilor. So that's Roland. They call him Roland Dia. Roland Dia. So I will give you info on that.
Tenny, Mamuna, big brother, my little sister is part of the bar, Mamuna Kamara, Mamuna.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows Mamuna well. So
how will you be the older brother when you were the little brother?
I said, I am Mamuna older brother.
Please, you get family people there.
And little daughter is my play daughter.
Okay. Thank you. Kanyo, that's Mr. Dia.
Yeah, please give me a number. We'll talk, and then I will follow it. I will be here, generating the money, calling Grenadier, so we can support the Grenadier Bar Association. So more young Grenadier can get in law school.
Okay.
We shouldn't just go to business school and stuff like that. So thank you so much, friends.
Okay, let's go to Paul Emmanuel. Emmanuel?
Yeah. Are you getting me?
Yeah, go ahead.
The first thing thank the council and thank yourself for this show. I think it's an eye-opening show because the legal opinion, they are all very fine. I want to point out the following, Mr. Gbala, and especially on the centrism movement. I really love his articulation. You should not listen to everybody to be distracted. Well, one thing I think I listen to Cllr, he's saying that the way Kanio can address issue, he has probably it comes from the other device, whatever device. And so they will not want to hear anything good about this government. But for all we are seeing good things from this government. So let Kanio continue to provide this kind of education on the show. It's not just against any government. If you see any good thing in the government, you also praise the government. And myself, I express interest in doing this separately movement. So one time personally we discuss it. The issue of the issue is going to be that, I'm from the affected area, especially the BI belt. And we felt disappointed, especially with the superintendent of that company. Or NHS to take decision without going by the law. Because the customary laws does not give the civilian the right to do anything of such, or to sell, or to do this and that, without consulting the people. So what we decided to do is, there's a test to the buyers on bill Honorable is trying to test the process. When you succeed in this one, of course, you have more to do. We ourselves, we have resolved also to take a position. The one thing we try to do is to sue on the ground. Want to go to court with him to test the law, whether he has a right to do it or not. But they want to inform the company also, while it's true that they are providing their own legal opinion to the process. But this, as a better community person, this is our position, already want to sue NHS Grant to test the law to whether he has a right to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Prince, you there? Or I can say something about what the brother just said. Prince? Prince, are you there?
Council, sorry for that little movement there, but you respond to those questions that you got now so far, so we can let go of you.
Yeah. No. So the last point he made, then maybe you can advise me how we can round up, and then I can make a few comments. But he talked about how do we handle these things. Look, we are in a place in our country now where the only remedy we have when you've been wrong is to use.
Kanjo, 1 minute before you go. This question came from Dusty Kind. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
I like to read it out here so you can. The bad, he said he heard you. He said, Councillor Gbala, if I heard you correctly, did you mention that the Grand Jide County Attorney is not from Grand Jide County? If so, how is that possible? Isn't the County Attorney position supposed to be heard by someone who is a citizen or resident of the county?
To respond to that question, no. It would be nice if it were a Grandidian, but as you know, part of the idea is that you want to have positions across that anybody can take. It so happens that he's not from Grandidian and he's the county attorney. Under the bar, what we've been trying to do, working with the Supreme Court, and they've been very responsive. Justice Kaba, who also comes from Grandidian County, has been very responsive, is to work to ensure that positions within the judiciary are now being occupied by lawyers from the county. Before there was this rule that you could allow other people to serve as magistrates. Now the Supreme Court has come back to say only lawyers can serve. And because I talk about the rule situation, because of the access to the county, most of our people who struggle on their own, went to law school, are now in Monrovia, they found it hard to leave Monrovia and go and be resident in the county to work for the county. That was the challenge we faced. Now the road's improving. We are saying, can we establish things like a legal defense fund? Can we establish scholarship programs to take our people to law school? And when we send them to law school, we sign an agreement with them. When you graduate, you go back, the same 3 years we pay for you to go to law school. That 3 years you spend it serving the people in the county. So there has to be a pipeline to bring in lawyers that can go. So there's no rule that says you have to come from the county to serve. It will be good, but we got to also prepare our people because we don't have a lot of lawyers. And that's some of the things we do as a bar. When we go for court opening, we go to Zwaju Multilateral, we go to Bishop Julie, all those schools to talk to the students, to create in them that interest also. Because I tell people, look, the new battle in Liberia is not going to be on the battlefield. We pray that we are past that time. It's not going to be on the battlefield. It's going to be a battle of the minds. And we need to prepare our young people for that battle that is coming. Give them opportunities to go to school. Give them opportunities to learn in disciplines that are competitive like law, medicine, engineering. And that's why when we open our office at the Century Movement, one of our first activities will be to take at least 5 students to Tome University. When they graduate, we're taking the 5 top students from 5 schools in Grandidian to Tome University on our own accord, because we got to start to build now the people who will fight for the next generation. Personally, you like it, now you and myself, we old. We just acting like we young, but we old. You got children who coming graduate from high school. My daughter graduating from high school this year. Well, you know, what else is there? 10 years from now, all my hair will be great. So we may look young, but our time is limited. So we got to plan for the future. Those are the things that are there. And as a bar, that is our concern. Some of us, we go out there, we fly the flag of our country, how we compete with other people. But how many of us are out there doing the same thing, trying to project the county in spaces? And it's not just about Grand. You know, one of the things I noticed, our people, we always want to fight for supremacy in the county. That the only place we can show with people in a little small county, but we got the whole country, which is for all of us. So we should also be competing nationally, not just in Grand County for what is there. How can we do that? We got to prepare our young people to also go out there and do the same. Those are the kind of vision that we want to see happen. And with the help of everybody, we're thinking the same way, we can achieve that. So I like what the brother said. Hopefully we can reach out. Some of these things we are working on now, and we see them get to fruition. We'll come back to you and show you some progress. You know, that's the disposition we have. And on that point also, is to begin to say, look, I said this, some of my brothers from the CDC almost wanted to whip me. I told them, I said, look, going forward, Grand Judea should not be the reserve bank of votes for anybody. That's what I said to them. Grand Judea County as a whole is not a vote bank or vote reserve for anybody. The people of Grand Judea should be able to decide based on what is in their best interest. You do good for us, you demonstrate to us that you are worthy of our support, we give it to you. You don't do good, we don't give it to you. That whole idea of, oh, because we offer the Southeast, we offer another place, we offer another place, that all I want got Grand Judea backward today. Because we keep giving our votes, and what are we getting in return? I said to somebody, I didn't get a job in CDC government because I was from Nigeria country. No, I got a job because I was a party cadre. I fought for the party. I took a position for the party. I took hits for the party. I lost things, opportunities under Ellie for the party. That's why I got a job. I didn't get a job because I came from Nigeria. Show me how many persons who, just because they were from Nigeria, they got a job under our 6 years. So we got to be wise. This now is not time for emotion. It's time for practicality.
Anzo, you closing
you,
now. Okay, time to close.
Yeah, but,
let me give you the time to close because you say you had to be somewhere. So let me
close now. Let me close now. Like I was saying, it's time for us to be wise. It's time for us to be open. Our people in our county is not the time to say we are the vote bank for anybody. People who show us that they care for us and practicalize it, these are the people we should support. And I've said it before, that road that President Bugger made that we can be traveling on left and right for the last 2 years, if it continues like that, he will continue to enjoy my support. If it ensures that the thing we're fighting for around Jida Mountain, Putu Mountain, if they unveil it, so there's no secrecy and we see what inside for our people and they come back and start employing people, he will continue to enjoy my support. All the issues we're raising are challenging our county. If they respond to it, they will continue to enjoy our support. And that's how we should think. As a centrism movement, we are growing gradually. We are expanding rapidly. We want to change the way people think. We want to change the way we engage. The centrism movement, not just about Grand Judea, it's about the whole country. And a lot of young people are coming to us, engaging with us, how we can do things differently. So we encourage our people too, to be a part. Finally, as a bar, I tell people all the challenges we now face is not going to be on the battlefield anymore. It's going to be a battle of the minds. That's why we need to empower the bar to take this position by law. If people violate the law, they trample on the rights of our people, we should be in a position to stand up for them. And how do we do that? If we have a legal defense fund that can help us to deal with these things. Education for people who can go to law school. Can we establish scholarship for our people to go to law school and encourage more people? I think we can, but it takes all of us to do that. And that's why I'm happy I'm in conversation now with Madam Pua. We'll continue to work with her and supply our services free to the Grand Judea Association in whatever way we can help, so that at the end of the day, we can bring back the glory that our country so desperately needs and deserves. On that note, my dear brother, I say thank you for having me. This is the first, but it won't be the last. We'll continue to come here. You know, when you ask me, people say, oh, you stay away. When I started telling you about the history of Fomi, group like Gusu, and how we started and did all those things along with, former Senator Inabo, all of those things, the history is there. But, the young boys, then when they come, we will fill it up. They believe that the things that they met there just dropped from the sky, but it didn't drop from the sky. When we were doing Gusu work, Nito Lai and others who came after us to Gusu, Eric saying, all these guys, the records are there, as they say, but we have gone ahead to become much more than just a representative of the country. Because everywhere we go, I tell somebody, I say, for me, I don't need to introduce myself as a citizen of Nigeria. The minute my name is called, by default, people know where I come from. I don't got to say, oh, I come here, or I come from Nigeria. People just know. So we carry that with us in every space that we enter. And our role is to continue to make the country proud and continue to project a positive image about our country. So on that note, my brother, I hope I come back soon. Let's work together. In our political party building.
Association, I hope you get him here on Saturday or Sunday. That's what she said. And other
yeah, we'll do that.
Want to hear from you on Saturday or Sunday.
We're playing it properly.
We'll be in touch and see if we can get the councilor here on a Saturday or Sunday. So while your people home and you're speaking to them, especially the bar, they're supporting the bar. You heard our brother Roland Dia. He said he's going to share it out there, and we ourselves, we are here also to help in that process. So thank you, Honorable Councilor Gbala. We appreciate you for coming here and accepting our invitation. We hope we don't stop here.
No, we got far to go, my brother. You and I, plenty places we gotta go, and we'll get there. Thank you very much, and let's be in touch.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the Honorable, the Councilor at Law, Councilor Bai Gbala. His father was Bai Gbala. I think he's junior, Bai Gbala senior or whatever. So he came out here. He did what he could do. Gave us information on things that we didn't know. He gave us those information. Now, Boo, you can come in if you want us to analyze this whole thing. Or must say Gallo, I send a link to you people. You can come on here. Mr. Gbala, things he just said, everything he said, from the Putumani thing, his involvement with the CDC, his involvement with the central movement, and the county or Grand Gide where he's from, all this stuff. So, there's a lot of good things he said here today, and we're going to grab some of these things and put it out there so people can hear from him. I didn't even know he was involved in most of these things he just explained, like the Grand Gide community the Grand Gide or the university student movement, the GUSA, and a lot of stuff. So until you come out and say it, nobody going to know. Maybe the time he was doing it at that time, we never had these social media thing going on all over the place, so nobody knew that. But let me play this tip here from our two lawmakers. Okay, our two lawmakers are in the battle, wars of wars. They are killing themselves now. Kaifali in
the local government in every place you have 10% of the land, which is known to everybody. Which is okay to some, and some may not know that the government has that right. And people should understand that. I was not in office when our land was declared as government land.
That's Superintendent Ellis Greg voice. You hear the current superintendent. After that, you're going to hear.
There were some hectares of land, or 200 acres, or hectares, not acres. The 200 hectares you multiply by 2.4 or 2.5. You got 1 hectare, 2.5 acres. We multiply by 2.5, you get 500 acres. And that parcel of land has been for the government for at least 4 years that I know. All right? So what we did to establish our ownership as a government, we want to work and deed the land. We put in the name of the local Grand County or development grants land. From there, a sign. And the copy was in the office.
And is what they are acting on.
Well, again, I just want to say this to the people of BI district, and I want you to play this or send it to Honorable Brain. At no time did my administration do anything for BI or in BI district for government purpose. If I want to do something, I've been in government for a very long time, almost 30 years plus. I know the procedures. I work in this government. I work with the past administration. I serve as a superintendent. If I want to do anything, I'm gonna get to the people to have them respond, to get their view before doing anything. At no time did I face a deal, or my administration face a deal that bear the name of people of Grand County for to take 500 acres of land from BI people. If I want to do that, I will consult BI people. If I want to do that, I will consult people to BI people toast down and make them understand. So anybody who bring D to you or say that the administration of our father face D for land for the people on behalf of the people of Grand County, tell them, say that Honorable spoke on air and he said that lie. I want you to continue to play the recording. I challenge them to produce that evidence to anybody. I challenge anybody to show D that Honorable Father administration that will do the D on behalf of the people of BI. It's wrong. The local government, I never say anything that if I want to do anything, I will consult you, I'll get a approval, we can do it, we'll sit down, okay? You be my witness that anytime I go to BI when there's an issue concerning the land people, I'll call the elderly people to ask them for their advice or find a way forward to resolve the issues. I think that was supposed to be doing. So if Honorable Grant said that I will face a deed in the need of people of Grand County to extract land from BI people, that information, if Honorable Grant said it, is lie, is from the better of the devil. I have no other issue to come about. No information, anything I say concerning my land is a lie.
All right, Honorable Father, we want to say thank you so much this morning for this clarity, because your clarity means a lot for the people of BI district, and this giving the people more insight on this training issue. Our role here as a journalist is to follow up and understand the situation, because we don't want anything to degenerate into a bigger conflict. So this is why we're taking it step by step. It was good that you called us to make that clarity, because it linked your administration. Thank you so much.
I just want to make this clear. This commission is appointed by the President of the Republic of Liberia. The commission works at the work in the world and pleasure. The supervisor is the superintendent. He supervises the people of BI district. I think what he did, I think the people of BI need to answer to them. If any issue that is with them, call him to stand at his duty and responsibility is to make sure that he consult the elderly, consult the young people, and the people that he represents. But to take a point and say, well, the people of BI have their way of doing things. I think they left in the preview. If you say there that somebody reclaim maybe 500 acres of land from what you continue to protect or maybe defend as a customary right, you see that I go and left with people. But I want to say the purpose now to let the people of BI know that have no idea about it. During my administration, we have no paper agreement, we don't have it. We don't have no design. We say, yeah, during our father administration, we sign a deed that bear Grand County to extract 500 acres of land from the people of BI or people of Johnson. No, that information is far from being true. I just want to make it clear. And I want the people of BI to follow this to the letters. It's not, the information is false, it's misleading, and I have no idea to me. I have no part to play.
That's the voice of
superintendent is from
superintendent of
thank you. I'm from Pudu, from Panzo. You say Pudu man, clear out land. I was there, the Pudu man, nobody tell them from you. So your person man there, you can go in your person discussion and discuss that. You also compete your person, so you can handle from that level. Or anything where it's concerned with me that I have assigned land, assigned key, I let it in the office, all that information is far from being twisted, lie, and I don't have nothing to say.
Thank you so much, Father. Grand County.
That's the Grand County former Superintendent Kanio Bai Gbala. He just denied that there was any document left in his office concerning land deal. So we heard him. He said it. He said he didn't.
Put a letter in between. Okay.
No, I put you in on the far left.
No.
She's a Republican. She supports Donald Trump. How you
Okay, yeah,
doing?
that's good. She's a Republican.
Yeah, she's a Republican from North Dakota. You're listening to the counselor from Grand Gila County, Councilor Lord Bai Gbala. We had a 1 hour 20 minutes of conversation here, and we talked about his involvement with the CDC, the Jita Mountain, and then we came down to the land dispute, the controversial 500 acre of land was dished out by the superintendent of that county to one what is it? Buba Sida, Baba Sida,
Bubasila.
Sida, one Buba Sida. What's your take on the whole thing, the conversation with me and the honorable man?
Your lady voice, maybe when she
Yeah, the way they would lady
Well,
voice.
I, at least if I know what the conversation was based on, then I can have an
Were you
input. But
not
I was
following the
listening.
show? You were not following the show? I saw you there.
No, I was not on. I
Well,
just,
you talked
I
about
was.
your involvement. Let's listen to Boo, then you grab some things from him. But he talked about
Okay. Yes. Exactly. All right.
it's new
Okay.
movement that is coming out as centrist. And
Yeah.
then went to the mountain. Now they refer to as Putu Mountain, which I refer to as Jita Mountain. And then we came down to his the land dispute that is going on. That the bar wrote, and the superintendent said you're going to give them the contract. And up to now, he didn't get the contract yet, and then he's going to get. They're trying to get to the internal affairs minister because he controls all the superintendents. So they're going to, go do it the legal way.
Okay. I can come in?
Yes.
Okay. I was just listening to you. Yeah, he did a good job. Councilor Bada came in and he spoke on a lot of issues. Some of the things he talked about with the Putu Mountain, I think he's very passionate about that. He speaks a lot about that on the school TV show. Once in a while, I can review that. As he said, as a son of Granji, there he really been, very busy, working on that particular mountain issue. He wants to know what was the remnants in terms of before the company left? Was there anything left for the county to be able to, in terms of development process? He also spoke about the campaign, as a campaign spokesperson for the CDC, which is Congress for Democratic Party. He talked about how people in the party look at him to be belly driven, which of course he said that he only worked for government for what 5 years or something like that, and he's been working hard on his own. He teaches, he teaches different school, and that's how he earned his living. Besides that, he also talked about as a member of the I don't know chairman of the Grand Juda Bar Association.
What
He
wrong with your
urged a lot of
microphone, Boo?
Grandians.
You don't have
Can you hear
fiber
me?
internet over there?
Oh, okay. Hold on. I think
So,
maybe I think that's the settings. Let me just take the other mic. Hello.
okay, now we hear you.
Oh, very good. Okay. So another thing was as a member of the Grand Juda Bar Association, he also urged the youth from Grand Juda to get involved, especially going to school to do law, and also they would need help from the Grandians, in the diaspora, the legal defense fund, so that they can be able to, cater to most of the legal things that are going on in Grand Juda. He spoke one word. He said, "Find prior informed consent." Okay, when we're talking about the legal ramifications in terms of the 30-year lease that Honorable Grant signed, the superintendent, that he never had prior consent of the citizenry in
Mm-hmm.
a particular area. He spoke a lot about that, and it was a very good conversation. I think we can dissect it in terms of the current state of the of all these things, but he's more passionate about the Putu Mountain thing because as he fell, they wrote the National Investment Commission, and they have not heard anything yet. Besides that, he also wrote the superintendent to provide the documents, the lease document that he did for the 500. Is it 500 acre or 500 what? I think that's 500 acre.
500 acre.
Yeah, 500 acre for 30 lease agreement. And, they want to see the document, because without a document, you don't know what is in there. So we have to see the details to know before we can be able to, perform and prepare anything out there. Because without those documents, you cannot accuse him, because what he said on the video, we can hear it, but everything is documentation if you go to law. So he need to provide that document. If he feel that it is really legal, anything that is legal have to what? It has to be documented, and they have to provide those documents. Because without the documents, it's difficult for us to what? For us to go forward with it. And I really like the way he conducted himself. I mean, he took his time to explain most of the things. And one of the things I really took from it, my take is that urging the youth from Grand Gita to get involved, go to school, learn law, because we don't have a lot of lawyers there. Because your man King, the note that you read from Mr. King, Talu King, he's saying that he understood that the county attorney is not from Grand Gita. He said he understood that, but the problem is that we don't have a lot of lawyers from Grand Gita. And those that went to school that did law, they're not willing to go back to the county to work because of the situation. So now when the rule is in, they're doing the rule, hopefully by next year time like this, we had the thief rule all the way from Monrovia to Wedgewood, all the way to Apple, and also to Greenfield County. So, I mean, at that time, people will be rushing to Grand Gita. At that time, land will be more, in demand, because people go to places if the place is developed. If you have good roads, you got electricity, you got water. Those are the things that make people to go there to invest. Even some are in the diaspora. We are waiting for that day where, there'll be good roads, there'll be electricity, there'll be water, and everybody will be going home to, to be able to help our people. To, if that business, not everybody going back home to go and, look for a job. Some of us, we have the dream of going home to, start a business and employ people so that people can benefit from us, from our ideas. You didn't go to school to just go there to look for a job. You go to school so that you can be able to be a conduit to help your people, so that you can be able to, provide businesses that can be able to provide jobs for the people. So my take is, we're urging our people to go to school. I mean, not everybody can go to school. Some people, they can do whatever they can do to be able to be a helping hand to people. But we urge the people to, some of those who have the brain or who have the intellectual capacity to go and learn and do law so that they can be able to advocate for their people. Yeah, you can take it away now.
I think, Buster, you got a little idea now what we're talking about. But
Well,
Buster,
I think
what your take on the land deal that your best friend showed the people play to the Bunavi people?
my best friend, okay, I take that, no problem. Well. I like I was telling you a few days ago, I want to come on here. I said when I come by, you said my return is like a job we are returning, so I laughed about it. So my take on I want to come on air on my platform and address the whole issue of the selling of the land. But the Crown people have a saying that near right boy we want in the chair, near what boy want no choice. So I want this I really want to hear from the Honorable Superintendent to hear, because right now I could use the word that it is alleged, until I can hear from him, because I'm not on ground. The internet is saying it's on, and I know some people are confirming it, but yeah, there's still, I want to hear from him. I want to hear from the horse's mouth. So that's my stand. But if it is true, if it stands to be true, then I'm very disappointed. But again, I want to hear from him. I'm seeing things going around on the internet. So I'm not going to base on that and come to a conclusion and to say, yes, it is true. So I'm keeping my finger crossed before this month comes to an end. We probably, will hear from him. Then I can, have my own saying. But if it is true,
you want to hear that you think that it is
oh,
not true?
yes. Once again, it is
About the
alleged. I want to
video,
hear
when
from.
he's in the video and he's
Oh
displaying
no,
that
I didn't see
land.
it.
Eh?
Mr. Dover, to be honest, I didn't see it.
You didn't see
I
the
didn't
video?
see the video. No, I didn't see it. I did not.
But where you been?
Like I told you, I've been working. And you told me, I'm coming back like Joe, we are coming back. I've been really busy. I'm working on something. My birthday is next month, and I'm taking a trip to Paris. So I got to work hard and play hard. You know what I'm saying? So my birthday is next month.
Okay.
So I'm working very hard.
Yeah, Prince, you asked him a question concerning the centrist movement, which he started. And he told you that
Mr. Unit, I don't think I'm done. Prince just kind of interrupted me.
I'm sorry. I thought
Yes.
you,
But I probably thought Prince was trying to play the video.
Oh,
probably I paused because I thought he was trying to play the video.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Good morning. You are welcome to your office of the Superintendent Resident Office. The program marking the official signing ceremony of agreement between local government and Bobo Siu. Bobo Siu. Ready? Bobo Siba. Okay. How about you? Okay. Opening prayer. You will ask a volunteer to pray for us.
The guys are going to say that people laying there actually praying, boo.
What's that? Let's pray. In the name of Creator, God will ask you this morning, whatever discussion we're going to have here, please protect us so we are beyond the God and we can move from our understanding among ourselves. God bless people of grandchildren. In the name of our Creator, I pray.
Amen. Amen.
Even the black money people can even pray. You're going to do somebody they pray
about it. Pray to the Marabu.
When you sit down and you tell me, and you type.
Both for you, don't worry. Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
We don't behind you. Are you close the last one?
We are about to open the prayer already. Now we'll ask the CSRO for Legis to please welcome us.
Okay, on behalf of the Honorable President of the County, LHS Bank, the local authority,
1 minute.
we say
welcome
to the hall.
Boo.
As a county, we are moving towards
1 minute,
sharing. Every avenue that is available to raise revenue for the county. The local
you can hear me?
Yeah, boo, take charge. I'll be right by in the next 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Now we ask the superintendent.
Even though I don't have any control, but I will allow the thing to play until you come back.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, the Honorable County Attorney, the Office of the Development Superintendent, represented by the Legis Director, and then Legis as well, the head of the ECOWAS Citizen in Grand Julia County, my relation advisor, Honorable Maracone, the county police commander, our investment partners, and Mr. Bubu Siba, my district commissioners, who are the frontline commanders of whatever that we do in this country, distinguished gentlemen. I'm pleased this morning to invite all of you to this meeting, which have been purpose for for that are taking place on the 17th. Officially, it marks the 17th. We are observing it today. Grand Judah County is awarding officially contract to Mr. Bubu Siba. We have worked over the period to see how we can locally generate revenue. If you check in line with the Local Government Act, Chapter 4 of the Local Government Act talk about financing local government. The government of the Republic of Liberia is seeking decentralization. If we are decentralizing, we as citizens locally have to look around. We have to be innovative, we have to be creative as to provide resources for our country, for our people, so that we can help to develop our place. It's also supported by the revenue sharing laws of Liberia since the passage of the act. From time to time, you find out that responsibility for financing local government will come much more to rest on the shoulders of local government officials.
All right, Boo.
Look, when the act was passed in 2018 to 2025, we've gone 7 years. In 10 years' time, bulk of
you have all the control. I can't control
revenue generation will be relying on us. Yes, we'll receive transfers from central government, we'll receive provision under the law. We can't wait until we
so there's a tip here.
Innovate solutions.
We'll play the tip later, Boo, or I have to run.
Yeah, I'm upset too. I got
I have to run.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
So you have an emergency?
Yeah, we'll have to go. I had to go back to work. Yeah, so okay, maybe in the evening.
My car broke down, but my mechanic is here to see it. I can't let the power to stay outside.
Okay.
So we do a show. We can do a show tonight, Boo.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, we'll be back tonight.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good day. I gotta go fix my car. Well, I won't have a car. Brought in the alternator or something. The car gonna look at it and fix it for me. So I'll see you. You have a good night. Good day.